Hello everybody, it's game day for the Vancouver Canucks today. This is my first upload on this channel. I plan to do all 82 games this season for the Canucks, previewing what I think their lines will be, any questions and concerns I have with them for their lines on that day, who's dressed, who's starting goalie, and more stuff like that. So subscribe if you want to, like the video if you want to, share it also if you want to, and thank you for taking your time to watch this. So starting here, I have their lines right now. Obviously, on the bottom you can see the scratches, who's on injury reserve and who's on LTIR. So I'm using Cap Friendly because it's generally a good website to use. I use it all the time and I'm using it for making this lines. So for your top line, I have Elias Pettersson in the center, JT Miller left wing, Connor Garland right wing. Now I can see a scenario where JT Miller goes to center and maybe plays third line center and Jason Dickinson plays fourth line center. And that means moving Connor Garland over to left wing. So that would be moving Garland to here and having Hoglander there. But for now, I see Garland here, Miller here, and Pettersson here, and I think that's most likely what they'll start with. So Niels Hoglander starting on right wing on the second line with Bo Horvat and Tanner Pearson. I think that's pretty much a lock here unless they decide to put Alex Chase on somewhere there. And I can totally see it being his first Canucks game, them putting him on either top line right wing or second line right wing. But I think Horvat and Pearson there are generally a lock unless you want to put Hoglander on left and put Chase on up here, putting him there, with putting Hoglander here, and then putting Lemico here and Pearson there. However, the reason I don't like that is because then Vasily Podkolzin, making his Canucks debut tonight, will be playing on the fourth line, and I don't think that happens. I think that he'll be playing on third line, and it's very possible that he ends up playing on the second line even, or going into this season, depending on how good he does. So that's for the second line. Third line, we have Vasily Podkolzin, Jason Dickinson, Alex Chase on. Sorry, not Alex Chase on. That should be there. So, Juho Lemico there. They got him in the Ole Ulevy trade. I think he pretty much will play there. And you could put Nick Patan there, which I think could happen. But generally right now I think Lemico will be there. And then you have Jason Dickinson center. I think unless you put Nick Patan in his center position, Dickinson plays third line. And Podkolzin's the third line right. That's pretty much what I think will happen. Then your fourth line, you have Justin Dowling, Nick Patan, and Alex Chase on. So I think if they don't put Chase on the either the first or the second line, that he'll play fourth line, or even maybe third line, and Podkolzin goes to the fourth. But generally, what I have here, I think, will be what their starting lineup is. So also going to the defense, Quinn Hughes I have playing second line. And for one reason only, is Ekman Larsson can eat minutes, and Hughes can't, and you need Hughes for your power play. And if the Canucks are going to be good this season, their power play is going to be a huge factor of that. Now that they actually have a second unit with their off-season moves, because they can put Connor Garland on the first one, and generally, and I don't know if Nick Patan's a good placeholder there, and maybe you move JT Miller down to second power play center, like that. So he goes there instead of being there, and then Hoglander goes up or something. But I think if they want a successful power play this year, that Miller will have to play on the first power play, and they'll maybe have to have a weaker center position. So going back to the defense, you have Oliver Ekman-Larsson with Tucker Poolman. I think that would work. However, I can see a scenario where Tyler Myers goes up to top line right, or maybe Ekman-Larsson goes down to second line left and plays with Tyler Myers there. But I do think that he'll be paired there. The only worry I have is how is Tyler Myers going to play playing with Quinn Hughes. So I might put Tucker Poolman there. But right now I have Tucker Poolman as playing their first line on their right defense there. So, but I wouldn't put it past the chance for Myers to be put on the top line right and Poolman to stay on the second line right. So, anyways, your third line, Jack Rathbone, and Luke Shen. I can see a scenario Rathbone doesn't play and someone like Brad Hunt plays, or even Shen doesn't play and Kyle Burrows plays. But right now, currently, I think Jack Rathbone will play. And then in net, you have Thatcher Demko starting, which I think will happen, and Yaroslav Halak. Now, I can see a scenario where Halak starts for his first Canucks game, but I think for Demko to know he's being trusted with the starting job this year, he starts the first game of the season. And I totally understand that. Now, down here you have your injured players who are on injury reserve instead of LTIR, because there's no really long timeline for that. Brock Besser, which is going to be huge blow to their first power play unit over here, because I would have Connor Garland here with Besser there, and then you have a spot for JT Miller down here. But for this game here, this is what I have for them. And then you can see their LTIR, which is... I don't know about Brandon Sutter being there on LTIR. I think he should be on injury reserve, because there's no timeline on him. Well, that I'm aware of, at least. So that's why I would have him on injury reserve. But Cap Friendly has him here, so I'll leave him here. And then for your penalty kill, I have Jason Dickinson playing center with Juho Lamiko, who they, like I said earlier, acquired in the Ole Ulevy trade, with Jack Rathbone and Tucker Pullman. I do see maybe Oliver Ekman-Larsson playing there and Jack Rathbone playing here. But for now, I'm going to put them as that. And I do see maybe a possibility that Myers comes off and someone like Luke Shen plays there. But I don't know. So, yeah, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in another video.